Welcome everybody to the latest episode of Real Spill with Shyne. It's your boy Shyne in the building one more time. Today we got my homeboys Gutta and OZ in the building. Fella, what's going on, man?
What's going on, man? 211, man. How y'all doing?
Man,
I'm good, man.
everything good, bro. Everything good, man. Been a minute since we had OZ back on the show, man. I've been checking you out on social media, man. You been everywhere though, fam. I saw you at the park over there, Long Live School for sure.
Yeah, long ago school, man.
For sure. I seen you down there at the Washington County incident. I had to report on that. Goddamn, we had Odell reporting live. You know what I'm saying? But it's good to have you back, fam. Good to have you back. And we're gonna do the same thing that we do every day, break down the news stories of today that can affect your world tomorrow. The day is June the 11th, 2022. We back at it. And while we back at it, I want to go ahead and tell y'all to please hit the like button, follow, share, subscribe. I appreciate all the new subscribers. I appreciate the likes, the views, everything. Like, I really appreciate y'all rocking with a nigga. We're gonna move on, go ahead and do what we do. Our first news story we got today concerned my homeboy Tucker Carlson. A lot of people don't like Tucker. Tucker just a nigga that say what he feel like saying most of the time. A lot of people scared to say what they feel like saying, but shit, Tucker gonna say it. Tucker Carlson, he's in the news now because he called an NFL coach a fascist moron over the January 6th fine. Now, I don't know if y'all done paid any attention to what's going on, but Jack Del Rio posted a tweet where he kind of he he made a correlation between the George Floyd riots and the insurrection that happened at the Capitol on January 6th.
Right.
He was saying that he doesn't understand how one thing can be looked at as good and one thing looked at as bad when it's pretty similar activities going on.
Right.
It's just the places that were different. That's what he's saying.
Right.
I'm just breaking down what he was saying, and Ron Rivera and the whole world took offense to what he said and everything. He got a lot of backlash and all that right there. Um, how do you feel about that? Do you think that the same thing?
Oh, no.
What's the difference?
Oh, yeah, they the same thing. Yeah, man.
Is it the same type of act?
Yeah, same kind of that, man. Yeah, yeah.
I mean, rushing a building is rushing a building.
Right.
I didn't. I for one, that I ain't ride over Georgia, Florida. You know what I'm saying? I stayed at home for the most part, and don't ever get it confused. I don't think at no time no enforcement officer ought to put their knee on nobody's neck for that long or any time, period of time. Like for real, I don't think you ought to have to do that, especially you got them handcuffed and not ready to subdued and everything. Like I don't understand why at any time you would feel the need to do
I
that.
feel like a criminal, if they assume as a criminal, I feel like it shouldn't be no point where you can't listen to what they say. If they saying that I'm hurting or I can't breathe, so you supposed to be listening to that. I don't care what they did wrong.
Yeah, see, again, I feel that a lot of the problem between George Floyd and that officer had nothing to do with the crime he committed and nothing to do with the fact that one of them,
Right.
it was personal between them two. If you ask me, just digging into it and looking at the background between them two, the fact that they worked at the same club, they knew each other. And most of the time, if an officer know you and he's arresting you, it's a pretty easy situation.
Right.
But unless he don't like you already.
Right.
You understand? Like I just feel like that was that situation right there. Now I'm not saying that it ain't other events where police have done it and they didn't know the person and whoop the woo and all that, but I can just speak on the situation that's put in front of me. I don't know what's going on in all these other traffic stops. I ain't saying it, but in that situation now, I believe Derek Chauvin just don't like George Floyd. It might not be all black people that he don't like, but he didn't care for George Floyd.
Something really personal against Florida.
And man, if if I know a dude that has been accused of pointing pistols at pregnant women. He's a repeat drug offender and all this. I probably won't want him around my daughter, taking pictures with my daughter either. I'm just gonna put that out there. You know, I'm just saying, me being a good dad and want what's best for my daughter. Like, I'm gonna try to separate them two as well. But I know we done talked a lot, but we gonna go ahead and get on what Tucker Carlson had to say. Ron Rivera, that's the football coach of the Washington Commanders. You know, they had to change their name from the Redskins. They the Commanders now. Um, he he fined Jack Del Rio $100,000 for that social media tweet that he put out. And you know, my question to the world is, where does free speech begin and where do it end? Like, I know that I'm employed by somebody. If I'm Jack Del Rio, I'm employed by the Washington Commanders, but they not everything about my life. I got other stuff. I got family. I got God. I got my beliefs that come before my job. So I don't think that any anything that man do outside of football should not be able to be fine. You understand me? Like, like let's take this deeper than that. Let's go to Deshaun Watson. Okay, right now it's about 30. It's damn near men and women accusing him that they had accusing goddamn that they had accusing Bill Cosby. Yeah, he got damn near men and women that Bill Cosby got accusing him. He damn near got the same amount now. But when they took this man to court, when they went before a grand jury said that there is not enough evidence to take this man to trial. Like, if anybody can say anything about anybody and cause them to lose their job, their situation, or anything, like this is an unsafe precedent that was set, and we got to understand that it's gonna be you that get accused the next day, or the next person that get accused the next day. You understand? Like, when we put that much power in people's hands to just be able to make blank accusations, and not only was it, to me, if you make an accusation and that shit get took to trial and them folks that found not guilty, you need to have to pay something for making false allegations. You know, like for putting, I got to pay lawyers and fees and all this shit, even if I'm innocent. The person who accused me should have to have some kind of repercussions too. We'll stop all this extra calling the police on people. If it ain't no repercussion for making an accusation against somebody. Somebody could from a mile away, somebody look like they doing something wrong. You call the law. That ain't your goddamn business. At the end of the day, that way down the street. That man might be doing what he's supposed to do, but now you done put him in a dangerous situation because you done called somebody with a gun to the scene. But I just don't think that after somebody's found to where they ain't even got to go to trial to be found innocent. Like, it ain't even gonna be no case for that. How the NFL gonna come in and punish you, take money from you just because somebody said something? I ain't never met these people a day in my life, but goddamn, I can say I bumped into anybody at the airport and whoop the whoop the whoop the whoop the whoop. You know, it's just it's too strong a situation, man. A lot of times people see a payday, man. All kind of people try to get paid, man. A lot of everybody want to be famous nowadays. Everybody want to be able to promote their TikTok saying this, saying that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's hard to believe damn near anything that come out right now. Cause I'm telling you, my daughter would have never been pissed on by R. Kelly. Cause she wouldn't have been in that situation. You understand me? Them underage girls that made their way to R. Kelly made their way to him via their parents. So why is R. Kelly the only person that's in trial right now? Why is R. Kelly the only person that's facing 25 years right now? All this stuff, man, that's going on right here under our eyes, man, and the 1% got so much power over everybody else. It's just ridiculous. You know, they control the media, they control what's able to be said. If they want your Facebook post to get taken down, that bitch coming down. If they don't want your Instagram page to get no views, guess what? That bitch won't get no views. And no matter what, and this is one of the reasons why you can't tell me that it's not a government operation. You can't tell me social media is not a government operation. I've been know it was, and I fucks with it still. But it's a government operation because if it wouldn't, somebody would have made one so that you ain't got to worry about all these goddamn infractions and everything. Why it ain't a when when these powerful people, but people that's powerful in our community get they TikToks taken, get their Instagrams taken. Why ain't nobody paid nobody to come up with something just like that? It's easy to copy some. The hard part is coming up with the original. It's easy to copy some, but I just believe they won't allow it.
No Trump got his own shit like that.
But who you know on it? And at the end of the day, he still want to come back to Twitter. If it was what everything that he wanted it to be, he wouldn't be studying Twitter. The thing about it, man, for the most part, citizens are so comfortable that they don't want to change what they do. People don't want to download a new app to do something. They already do it right here. They already got friends and followers here.
Right.
You know, it's the main people who could get people to move already getting checks.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like so. What's the real? Say take Donald Trump's social media thing. Who on that? That's big name beside Donald Trump. So the only reason for you to get on there is to see what one person got to say. You know, that's only gonna get so much. You know, advertisers ain't coming there to try to do nothing. You know,
Got no motion.
got no motion. Got no motion. Man, but shout out to Tucker Carlson, man. He said that them folks don't need to be
That man, what he said.
yeah man, exactly. See that's why I fuck with Gutta guy now. Let me see something real quick. All right, man. On the Tucker Carlson side of things, we're gonna move on to the next story that we got. It involves the Trump family. Ivanka and Donald Trump are having issues with each other at this point in time. She testified at the January 6th. And I want us to play a little bit of her testimony. It's taking a little bit to pull up, but I'm gonna get it pulled up here in a minute, man. I thought it was pretty interesting and eye-opening what she said.
This is the president's daughter commenting on Bill Barr's statement that the department found no fraud sufficient to overturn the election.
How did that affect your perspective about the election when Attorney General Barr made that statement?
It affected my perspective. I respect Attorney General Barr. So I accepted what he was saying.
As you will hear on Monday, the president had every right to litigate his campaign claims, but he ultimately lost more than 60 cases in state and federal courts. The president's claims in the election cases were so frivolous and unsupported that the president's lead lawyer, Rudy Giuliani, not only lost the lawsuits, his license to practice law was suspended. Here's what the court said of Mr. Giuliani. Giuliani communicated demonstrably false and misleading statements to courts, lawmakers, and the public at large in his capacity as lawyer for former President Donald J. Trump and the Trump campaign in connection with Trump's failed effort at re-election in 2020.
Man, but Trump say he can't win, but his own family goddamn up here talking bad about him, man. They say he went ham. He was at Mar-a-Lago. They say he went ham on. The dude said Mar-a-Lago was not a happy place last night. Said Donald Trump lashed out on his Truth Social platform. That's the name of that shit we were just talking about, his own social media shit. Trump said Bill Barr was a weak and frightened attorney general who was always being played and threatened by Democrats and was scared stiff of being impeached. God damn, Trump went off, man. How do you not get impeached, do nothing or say nothing, especially about the obvious rigged and stolen election? Like, see, to me, this is the reason why Republicans have got to just really let Donald Trump go. Because, you know, at some point you start sounding like that delusional old man that that everybody keep telling us Joe Biden is. Now, I'm not taking away from Donald Trump's presidency. Don't get me wrong. Some great things happened during that presidency, but I think that was more about a Republican being in the office than it was about Donald Trump. Anytime Republicans are in office, money just happens to flow for some reason. And when Democrats are in office, free programs flow. That's just the way it go. That's the way it always have been. You're gonna get welfare and all that kind of shit increased up under Democrats. But you're gonna be able to go out and get some money, dope gonna fly freely, all that kind of shit. You'll have all kind of opportunities up under them Republicans. That's just the way it always have been. Now, uh, if the Republicans fuck around and nominate Donald Trump again in 2024, they're gonna probably have another loss on their hands. And I don't really want that for us. You know what I'm saying? I don't know who, because right now, man, it ain't nobody that they got that I think can beat anybody that the Democrats put up right now. It just ain't looking good. I don't know. But they got to show me somebody, man. They got to show me somebody. Herschel Walker was up there giving out free gas in the A the other day. I heard he out there trying to be a man of the people, I guess. But it's gonna take more than some free gas, bro. It's gonna take more than some free gas. Man, hold on, man. When your own family coming for you, dog, that's got to feel terrible. Oh man, the next story we got coming up today, the pro-choice militias have been targeting abortion clinics for the most part. They've been pretty much, the shit they say we do when we ride, breaking windows, knocking shit down. They've been pretty much doing that shit right there. They've been carrying on pretty bad. Shit. Yeah, man. The article started off, man, that Jane was here. Those were the words graffitied on the walls of a pregnancy crisis center in Amherst, New York. It was a targeted arson attack. If abortions aren't safe, then you aren't either. Was scrawled across the center. Like, man, what kind of people? Like, what kind of people are go this far, man? Like, for real, dog. Like, I just wanna understand for myself. Like, who sit at home and get this upset and this worked up about somebody else's abortion? Like, who? Yeah, did somebody abort your baby or something, dog? Like, like, have you seen Orange is the New Black? You know what Orange is the New Black? On Orange is the New Black, it's this woman that's in prison for shooting a doctor at an abortion clinic. And all these religious people sending her all kind of money every week, you know what I'm saying? Putting money on her books, making sure she's straight and shit. And this motherfucker done had 6 abortions. She killed the woman because the woman said something slick to her. She ain't killed her because she was working in no abortion clinic. She just killed her because she said something slick to her out the way. But people always want to make stuff seem what they want to make it seem to be. I just don't understand the person that sit at home and want to go blow up abortion clinic. How you harboring that much animosity toward other? It's so much other shit going on in the world for you to put that kind of anger toward. Like it's homelessness out here. You talking about a baby ain't even here yet. What about these grown motherfuckers need some help? You know, like the the veterans that come home from war and end up on the street and shit. Like it's so much other shit for you to be upset about than for you to be going around doing shit like this. But that's what's going on, man, all around the country too. New York, North Carolina, like it's going on all around the country, dog. And I ain't never understood the type motherfucker who will have something like that on their car for a bumper sticker. Even the one that had the gun rights things in it. Do you know how stupid it is now? Motherfucker know that you got a gun in your car. But as soon as you goddamn leave your car unlocked, somebody going there taking your pistol out, you done gave them a great advertisement that you carry guns and you got them all over. And speaking on that, I ain't never understood the people that put exactly how many children they got, the dog, the cat, all that shit. Like, why you giving the outside world that much information about your family? Do you understand how stupid that is? Like, I'm sorry, man. I'm talking about some other shit, man. But we're gonna move on to the next story. That was the last thing I had on there. I just thought that was wild that people going around here bombing and doing all this kind of shit to abortion clinics. You know, they ain't even changed the law yet. You know, the paperwork got leaked that they were planning on changing to some shit, but it ain't even happened yet. They already going ham, man. And, man, I just feel like it's a lot of other stuff that people could be concerned about, man. I just don't understand the mental track that you take to bring yourself to be that mad at abortions.
Right.
Like,
What drove you there?
like the Bible is full of stuff to be mad at. The Bible is full of stuff to be mad at. And you chose this, man. I don't know. But then, I heard a comedian say, "God, all them pro-life people, they just concerned about you till you're born, and after that, they don't give a fuck. They don't want you getting they don't want you getting no welfare. They don't want you to get no assistance, no nothing. But they want you to be born or nothing. Again, I keep trying to explain to a lot of that whole Planned Parenthood and a lot of that other stuff is to control population. You know what I'm saying? But the thing that's got it messed up now is you have more white women having abortions than you have black women having abortions. And so the white race is not increasing at the rate that it needs to increase in order to stay a majority in this country.
Right.
And that's the problem with it. That's why we need to make sure that that's why they want to stop abortions right now. It has nothing to do we're trying to save you or us, cause for the most part, you can go through the projects and see we have our children poor, broke. We don't give a damn. We ain't got no jobs. Oh, man, a responsible white person with no job is not finna have that baby. She finna go get an abortion. No questions asked. You know what I'm saying? But shit, we'll have that baby because God will make a way, is what we've been taught our whole life. You know what I'm saying? And so, man, nigga throw himself into the worst situation called God will make a way. And some kind of way it do, no cap. It's some kind of way it do. But our next story, man, a son charged an 82-year-old mom's murder years after he claimed she left with a friend for California. Yeah, man. First you killed your mama, then you lied about it. Man, he don't look like he done had a very happy life, though, man. He don't look like he just done balled out, man. The Grand Junction Police Department on Wednesday announced the arrest of 54-year-old Richard Vandervelde. Yeah, man. Richard. And then, dog, both his V got to be capitalized. Like, that's nasty, fam. Like, I don't even know how you get to, have that kind of prestige when you got two capital letters in your last name. Nigga, we got enough letters in our last name for two capital letters. Like, that's nasty. They say he murdered his mama Sylvia Friends. Like, she got a simple last name. For years, there was no new leads as to Friend's whereabouts, but there were suspicions to his involvement. On May 19th, he was found in Florida and taken into custody as a fugitive from Mesa County, sought for first-degree murder. But in 2018, he was considered a person of interest, and use of his mama's debit cards and vehicles did not go unnoticed. He was also pawning her belongings. He also took out over $10,000 in cash out of her bank account and was found to be in possession of her car at the time.
Okay. That's why you did.
Man, no. That's crazy. That's crazy though, man. Your mama was worth $10,000 to you, man.
Yes.
10 racks. Man, you know how fast 10 racks go, man. Quick. Man, 10 racks ain't no money, man. And you done took your mama out, man. And you know who waiting on him. The old boy with the jelly gonna make him put it on his finger. Yeah. Man, he deserve it, man. He deserve it, man. You killed your mama, man. The one person, and then, man, these people be killing the one person that can put some money on your book. You know what I'm saying? The one person that no matter how mad she get at you, she still gonna make sure you got some on your book. You know what I'm saying? Like, ain't nobody else in the world like that. No, man. Man. That's the plug right there. You can do damn near anything and mama still gonna hold you down. You know, mama gonna see the good in you no matter what. You know, that's the one person in the world that's always looking to see the good in you, and you done took her out, man. Everybody who owned that jewelry got a mama. The judge got a mama. You know, and most of us, we love our mama. Even the shittiest mama kids love them.
That's what they gonna do before you get beat up.
Man.
They gonna yell out, man, I love my mom.
And that's what they need to get, man. Then they gonna say turn him over. I seen them goddamn, but they say it's a new thing in prison. Now they knocking your eyes and then they spitting in your booty.
Oh.
Yeah, man. They say they. I'm gonna tell you the reason why they say they doing that now. Man, anytime bodily fluid enters your body, your family got to be called and told that you got raped. So when you get your booty hole spit in, they got to call your folks to tell your folks you got raped today. You know what I mean? So that's what they do. That's what they doing. Just like they spread my cheek, man.
It's all goddamn saliva and Mikey booty hole.
God.
Rough
for hell.
been all in the streets a little bit, but the whole street.
Well, you know the street know before you turn down, but the street know, man. Before you touch down, the street know, boy. Boy, folk writing you and everything, boy. These niggas ain't wrote you at all. They writing now. These niggas writing. Oh, man. Nah, niggas stay down, man. Stay down. God damn, man. We're gonna move on, man. Next story we got, man. A teenager has been charged with accidentally shooting and killing his 3-year-old cousin with an air rifle. We had a situation like that. Yeah, we had a situation like that around him too. And at that time, I didn't think that that kid should have been charged the way they was charging accidents. It seems like nowadays there's no room in the law for accident. You know, it ain't no kind of room in the law. Like somebody got to go to jail for it. It didn't always be like that. It's just because jails is money now. You know, we gotta take the profit situation out of law enforcement. They supposed to break even, if you ask me. There should be no profit in this shit. You know, when you're making profit, you have no incentive to make sure that the people don't come back. You know, if you got all the incentive in the world to rehabilitate people and make them come out better people, then you would do that.
Right.
But if you incentivize to keep them coming back, then you would do that. You know, it's it's messed up that people ain't allowed to just, you know, kids gonna do stuff, man. You know,
Shot each other with pellet guns. Shit.
man, I remember Ran got shot with a pellet gun, man. Didn't nobody go to jail. No, man, didn't nobody go to jail. Yeah. Yeah.
When you least expect.
Man, nobody went to the hospital, nothing, man. You know, walking all type shit back in my day, man. But the different was, then nobody called the law. You know what I'm saying? Then nobody called the law. They got dealt with as a family situation. But then, you know, we didn't have nobody get killed from getting shot with it. These new pellet guns ain't like our pellet guns. These new pellet guns will kill you. You know what I'm saying? Like the technology on these motherfuckers is different now. Like some of these air rifles, they shoot pretty damn hard.
Where you got shot at?
Let's see, I can't tell. Struck him in the head with an air pellet. Yeah. And you know, I mean, at the end of the day, it depends to me a lot on the situation. With the kid walking into it, did the boy sit there and aim at the little boy head and pull the trigger like it's
Look at that air gun. They really say 22 caliber.
yeah, man. Yeah,
You didn't
man.
have anything like that?
I don't even think we had
No,
none.
22.
But you
Like 22, man.
boy, you had to cock that thing about 22 times that you wanted to get, and then by the time you got up there, boy, it was boy, goddamn. And that what we would shoot, man, and it wasn't.
With little air cartons and shit. But
Yeah,
still one.
that still wasn't hitting like that, man. You'll shoot a bird and the bird will fly away. Bird look at you like nigga. Man. You know what I done did today? You ain't shoot me with little pellets. But nowadays though, man. And then, you know, you have to be careful what you buy these children. For me, for one, man, I'm not buying my grandson no kind of gun. Yeah, man, I ain't giving my grandson no kind of gun, dog, because I don't want him to think that ever it's a toy. You know, by the time he gets his first rifle, which it will be a rifle first, you know what I'm saying? It's gonna be an old single shot 22. We're gonna go out in the back, shoot a little bit, you know, learn the responsibility of this thing first before he just be out there just running around the yard shooting this shit. You understand me? But people it's common. My mama got me guns when I was little, you know, toy guns and shit. We had all the BB guns and shit, like. But nowadays, man, it's so different. Cause,
Smart,
man,
children, kids. Man, I don't even talk about it, man. I know the little kids so fascinated with guns, man.
they everywhere. They play video
games.
games. They got the guns on there. Then they got the guns specific down to what a real gun is. You play Call of Duty, man. That shit is specific. You know what I'm saying? Down to how fast it shoots, the amount of all that shit is specific.
Little kid, man, he know type of gun it is, 100 round drawn, everything. He got little toys that got 100 round drawn, little pistols and shit. Yeah, man.
But
Too much.
that's the baseball line, just too much. Now that's the 13-year-old kid. I said that's a grown looking at 13-year-old.
Oh,
God
yeah.
damn. That nigga look grown as hell.
Yeah. No. I understand why it's tough in the hood anymore.
Yeah, man. Oh man, buddy, man.
Hey, he look like he ain't gonna be played with.
Nah.
Boy, you ain't playing with him right now.
No, you got to grab him for real.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
He look, you just ride to the hood like, oh, yeah, that nigga up, boy. He look like he ain't gonna be played with.
Oh man. Moving on to our next story, man. What's our next story? Our next story takes us to Milledgeville, Georgia. The headline is He Was Asleep and Still Live. Inmate who killed his cellmate on criminal get life in prison. God, that what he said.
Yeah, I see. I ain't read the article though. I remember it though happening.
A man who was serving time at Baldwin State Prison. That what you was, Gutta? When he murdered another inmate on criminals in 2019, has gotten additional prison time.
Oh yeah, of course.
He
probably not life in it then.
He probably was. He probably was. Two men went in the cell 24 and only one came out alive. Albert Glover III and Michael Dawson Jr. were both inmates at Baldwin State Prison. I don't know, man. You have to Google that real quick, let them know. Coffin said on or about Christmas Eve or Christmas Day, Glover attacked Dawson as the victim slept in his bunk. There was no fight. Glover was uninjured while he attacked and killed Dawson, then pulled sheets up to his neck and put a hat on the victim's head to make it appear that he was asleep. The next morning, Glover went to breakfast and took both his and Dawson's food tray. Glover told a correctional officer that his cellmate was unresponsive. This nigga done took the man straight in that day.
Man, that look like a pretty uniform on.
Damn. I didn't expect him to look like that. I didn't expect him to look like that at all. During the trial, which began with jury selection on Monday, Glover took the stand and admitted to killing Dawson, but said he did it in self-defense after Dawson touched his chest. Glover said Dawson. No, we got out of here. When he was cross-examined, Glover was asked about setting the scene to make it look like the victim was sleeping. He responded, he was asleep and he still is. Coffey said that Glover addressed the court during sentencing without showing the remorse. He told the courtroom, at least I get to see sunshine tomorrow. Well, at least we know somebody. Hold on. He said, at least I get to see sunshine tomorrow, unlike someone we all know who. Saw him bet one night.
They're going wrong. Yeah. Not Mark George. Mark.
Yeah, man, they shouldn't have put that white boy in that cell with that nigga right there. Yeah, man, goddamn. From my understanding, it's supposed to be niggas with the niggas and white folk with the white folk. That's just how it is on Orange and New Black. I ain't never been.
Say Michael Dawson touched the black man in the chest.
Yeah, man, so he touched the black man in the chest. I mean, if there's ever a reason for you to kill a man.
How old this man was? Old dude.
Yeah.
So he came up through there. You just put your.
He just put his hand.
See everything.
He saw Roots. He saw Time to Kill. He saw all the movies.
Boy,
Right.
he came up through them years too. He's awesome.
Hey man. Shit, that nigga ain't got to worry about it no more. Yeah. He ain't got no date no more.
Yeah, I don't think they put nobody like that in their room no more, nigga.
Mm-mm. He probably get a room by himself now.
Yeah.
No, yeah, he probably get a room by himself. Yeah. My next story, man. A man got arrested for leaving flowers on his fiance's grave, and he been found guilty of littering. You know, that look nice right there, what he did at his fiance's grave. That's a pretty nice. the memorial, everything. You know.
Man, look, man.
He got y'all litter.
He got charged.
I don't see like officers they do their job too well. Ain't no way in hell to walk up there and arrest that man for that shit right there.
Nah. I don't know if we ought to blame the officer for this because most of the time the officer is just enforcing something.
Right.
Somebody owns the cemetery. Most people don't think about it like that, but somebody owns the cemetery. So the person who owns the cemetery, somebody who's employed by those people, saw that and had a problem with it. I don't think the blame here go to the police. Not that,
What I'm saying, even if it don't, I wouldn't even arrest. I'd have asked him, man, look, man, I'm gonna help you get this up, man. You can't do that right here. I wouldn't arrest that man for that right
but
I'm really sure he had that time.
if you've been, let's read real quick. Let's read real quick. We ain't gonna read that part about how she died and everything. We all agree that's sad.
I couldn't have arrested that man for that.
They say city officials had reassured him that he could put the planter at the gravesite unless there was a complaint. Then he discovered that a complaint had been filed by the Reverend Tom Ford, his fiance's father. So now, does that change anything for you? That the daddy don't want that shit. Now, you the fiance, daddy said he don't want that shit on there.
Like I said, I still want to arrest him. I would have offered the move, help him remove. I just couldn't have did it.
The police don't enforce the law unless the owner of the plot tries to do something about it. Adding that the late fiance's father did not approve of their relationship. So it looked like daddy told the police he didn't move it. Go get so the again. I don't think the police the black out, but
I'm saying I wouldn't arrest. I couldn't have did it.
yeah.
I couldn't have did it because
I'd rather if I'm a police, I'd rather I arrest him because I ain't gonna hurt him. I'm gonna just go ahead and take him down real easy. We gonna get on down. I'm gonna tell him, man, why you ain't just take that shit off, man?
shit, I would have offered to take it up with him right now. I like, man,
But you know, you don't get arrested at the scene. He probably got arrested at his house, so you ain't finna drive him up into the grave.
if I knew the whole situation, I would have. I just couldn't have did it like that.
Man, it sounded to me like maybe what if daddy
and me, nobody could understand the feelings them people had with each other, man.
But
Maybe daddy didn't like it. Been a situation.
Maybe daddy don't like you because you had something to do with daughter death.
Yeah, maybe if I did that a case in
let's see how she died.
Pop didn't like it.
Yeah, he did.
Very obvious. And he didn't want to see no picture of them two together.
She was killed in a 3-car crash. I'm pretty sure he was driving.
They're probably drunk.
Yeah, man. Bottom line, though, if you ain't pay for the plot, I don't believe you ought to be putting nothing on the plot. At the end of the day, that's a piece of real estate. You know what I'm saying? When you buy that, you buying a piece of real estate. You know what I'm saying? And you only want on there what's on there. I don't want to. I might not want to do that.
Like I said, I would have this removed.
And then, you know, don't be selfish when you out there put pictures of her and everybody up there, not just pictures. You ain't the only person who has it. You're gonna make it all about you up in this thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, there's other people cared about this woman too. You know, it ain't about you, man. It ain't about if he'd have just had pictures of her up there, they probably wanted to say it then, but why you gotta have your ass up here? Me personally, I don't want my picture at a grave that I ain't inside. I don't want that kind of energy on me, you know. you see what happened to him? He going to jail now behind that shit. You know, we got man, he shouldn't have did no shit like that. We're gonna move on to our next story this morning, man. We're gonna move on to our next story. The next story we got gonna take us to Houston County. Good old Warner Ryman. Y'all know about it, man. Down in Warner Robins, they say a Georgia county can't deny gender surgery to a deputy. A federal judge has found that a Georgia sheriff's office was illegally discriminating when it denied gender reassignment surgery to a deputy. So he gonna make the police department pay for him to have his transgender surgery, and then he gonna come back and be an officer as a female at that time. Why you laughing, man? I'm just telling you the news, man. Why you? Hey, man, I just want to know. Cause you know, man, I felt like a rich white dude my whole life, man. I just want to know.
What my money?
No. Like I feel like I want to say I like saying nigga, you know what I'm saying? It flow off my tongue the same way I feel like it would flow off an old rich white dude tongue. You know what I'm saying? I can't stand these niggas either. You understand me? I just don't. My credit ain't like that. You know what I'm saying? It seems like I supposed to be. I want to be transracial. Yeah, I know, and not just trans age. I mean transracial. I want to be trans age too, cause I'm a little older. I feel like about a 60-year-old rich white dude. You know, relaxed in my way. You can't tell me shit. You know, I feel like that. Where my money at? Who I supposed to sue to get my money? Somebody tell me who I supposed to sue to get my money. But that was going on down there in Houston County, man. That was going on down there in Houston County. Going down, man. We're gonna move the story back to Baldwin County this time. This story right here kind of took me out guard. I was reading it, man. They say the world has changed. New camera system watching for crime 24/7 in Baldwin County. They say they 15 officers shot in Baldwin County, man. So they putting cameras up to cover that extra crime, man. They say they seen an increase in crime over the last number of years. The world has changed. We see more and more random violent crime. A lot of it gang related, a lot of shooting. Like every other community, they overwhelmed with meth, and that brings about every crime. They say meth make everything go up. But yeah, man, they done throw these cameras up. They can see shit when they ain't riding. So shit, man, you always gotta goddamn act like they there, man, cause shit, they damn near there all the time. That the one they got in the bird right there. Yeah, man, that the one they got right there posted up. You can when you riding through, just know you on Candy Camp. Oh man, we gonna get ready to get up out of here. We done had a very, very, very good show today.
One of my favorite book.
We're gonna hit it real quick, man, cause you know we ain't hit it since you been gone, man. We've been waiting on you to get back. Yeah, man. Let's see, man. What law power?
Team of night, man. I would say 16 family team.
I thought we was on 17. We might be though. I thought we did 17 last time.
Law number 18 out of the 48 laws of power. Do not build fortresses to protect yourself. Isolation is dangerous. The world is dangerous and enemies are everywhere. Everyone has to protect themselves. A fortress seems like the safest place, but isolation exposes you to more dangers than it protects you from. It cuts you off from valuable information and makes you conspicuous and an easy target. Better to circulate among people, find allies, mingle. You are shielded from your enemies by the crowd. Just make sure they're the right crowd. If you're the smartest person in your circle, find you another circle. You know what I'm saying? You dig? It's all about knowledge, information. The more information you got, the more wealth you can achieve, man. Just keep building on that. You should have called. You might not got it now, man, but it'll come. I done had a good time, man, kicking it with my boy. Oh, God, y'all got something to say to the people for the weekend, man?
Hey, man, enjoy our weekend, man. Stay safe, stay blessed.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I appreciate y'all watching. You know, my views been going up steadily. I appreciate that. I done been approved for ads on Apple, so pretty soon I'm gonna start being able to run ads on Apple. You know, y'all wanna, you know, drop that little donation to all that on Apple. You're welcome to it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can always donate to the channel. We appreciate everything, for real. Please like, follow, share, subscribe, man. We're gonna get up out of here, man. God bless y'all, man. Love y'all. We'll check y'all next time. Peace.